for another video tonight. Like I said in my last one, the one about school and other topics, I am bored and I have nothing else to do, so I figured I'd do a couple of YouTube videos tonight. But I forgot what I was. Oh, so what I'm gonna do in today's video is I'm going to do a things about me type of thing. So it'll be like, I'll tell you guys what I like and like just things about me, I guess. So let's start off with my name. So my name's Olivia. I turned 14 in October. I start my 8th grade year next week. This is gonna be a major information dump, but I'm bored. Nothing better to do. I'm going to my last year of middle school, which is 8th grade for my school. Things I'm good at. Yeah, how about I just go with like topics, like big, like huge main idea topics. So it'll be things I'm good at. So how about I scoot back so you can actually see me? So just my face. My face is right up in the camera. So things I'm good at. I'm good at ELA, English Language Arts. I'm good at writing. I'm good at reading. Surprisingly, even though I'm not very athletic, I'm good at cheerleading. It's one of my passions and I just love it. Like, I found out recently that I might not be able to cheer anymore because I've had 2 concussions in 6 months, and that's not healthy apparently. And I'm having long-lasting effects from the second one, so I might not be able to cheer anymore, and it's really sad for me. But I mean, not really for any of you guys, because you guys probably don't know what I mean by it. I'm good at acting. I don't know if I'm a good singer because I've never done a solo or anything or ever been judged personally on my own singing, and I don't have the confidence to do anything like that. I'm not necessarily good at piano, but I take piano lessons and I like to mess around on the piano and everything, and I want to learn how to write my own songs and everything so I can fulfill not really a lifelong dream, but fulfill a dream of mine. Me and my friend, she's good at playing guitar, and she's one of my only friends that I've really kept in touch with, that after I moved here to Dover, and I'm sorry I keep messing with my nose, but I have a cold, so my nose is like itchy, like right down here. And she's really one of the only friends I've ever kept in touch with, and she's really good at guitar, and we work really well together, and her and I have very similar interests, and I miss her so much, but like I talk to her on at least a weekly basis, and so since a couple months ago we've talked to each other a lot, but words. But yeah, I want to learn how to write my own songs and everything, and not so I can get super good and like play concerts or anything. I mean, yes, that would be a fun dream to fulfill, but I keep trying to convince my friend, even though she lives on the other side of the country, I keep trying to convince my friend to say yes to at least thinking about starting a band. Like, her and I, we both like music. We both play instruments, and we both do things like that, and she has a fear of playing in front of people. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just one of those things. Like, stage fright. Everybody has stage fright, at least a little bit. And her and I both like to play music, and I mean, I at least like to perform. Like, yes, I do have social anxiety, but that doesn't, like, it's a weird social anxiety. Like, I can't talk to people, but I can like perform in front of a crowd. I can be out on stage and I can act, and I can be out on a stage with a group around me and I can sing or I can play piano or anything, but like I can't talk to people. But me and my friend, I was talking to her earlier about it today, and yes, she started school already, but at her school she's allowed to have her phone out at lunch, so we were talking while she was at lunch. And I told her, and any of my viewers, you can listen to this too, and just like I asked her, just imagine if we ever made it big enough to be playing stadiums and playing sold out stadiums at the least, where we helped in, like, because her and I are both big fans of what people call emo bands, and they are classified as emo, but they're also classified as alternative or pop punk. And like, she's a major Panic at the Disco fan. I'm a major Fall Out Boy fan, and Panic at the Disco is second on my list. And her and I, like, we both admire those two the band members in Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, to where they're role models, or at least I know my role models are band members in Fall Out Boy. But we both want to, like, make music and, like, or I told her, imagine making music like Panic at the Disco, where they helped so many people get over whatever they were going through at the time when they were listening to their music. And like, I was just like, imagine this, imagine playing sold out stadiums because we helped so many people. Imagine, like, being there, like, performing in front of thousands of people, and then afterwards your idol comes up to you and wants to go on tour with you if they're still making music. And yes, it's a long shot, but it's a dream and it's possible and it could happen. If it's always that if we get signed, if we make it big, if it all happens, if we agree. But because, like, I don't know about her idol, but I know she really admires Panic at the Disco's lead singer, Brendan Urie. And oh my god, I'm ranting off about this, but I'm gonna keep talking until I'm done with this. I know she at least admires Panic at the Disco's lead singer, Brendan Urie, and it's just one of those things because she's a major Panic at the Disco fan. Like me, I'm a huge Fall Out Boy fan, and I admire the bassist from Fall Out Boy, Pete Wentz, and I admire the entire band, really. But I mean, Pete Wentz to me is a role model, so like it's just one of those things. So on to other things I'm good at. Like, I'm really good at writing. Like, I write my own stories and everything. Granted, the only people that have read it are my friends, and they're too nice to give me any actual criticism on it. And like, I openly take criticism on anything that I write, anything that I do, because as long as it's constructive. If it's like saying you could do better on this, or this could be, maybe if you did this, then you would attract more people, more readers, whatever. But like, I'm a fangirl, so yes, I do write fan fiction, but I don't write a lot of fan fiction. But like, what I'm working on right now isn't necessarily, like, I'm working on a fan fiction story at the same time as like two other ones that I'm working on, but I'm working on a medieval story. It's like a princess is fated from this made-up kingdom to be betrayed by everyone she knows and loves, and then out of fear the parents stay away and pretty much shut her out as she gets like two people that she actually is interested in, but they're both in ranks below hers. And if you know anything about medieval culture, they were very strict about classes and everything, like social classes. And because they were so strict, I figured what would be the most difficult position for her companion, and first thing I came up with was a castle servant. And then this princess not necessarily goes on all these adventures, but she goes through the pitfalls of medieval life and the strictness of social classes, and goes through everything. Like there's so many things that are just based, like, it's fully based off of medieval culture, and it's major I don't know what it'd be called, but it's like it's not there's no happy ending, because in medieval culture it was very rare for somebody, or medieval like kings, queens, and princesses and princes, it was very rare that they got their happy ending, because a lot of times they would be stuck in arranged marriages, or they would pass away before they got old enough to be king or queen, or they were forced to do all these things because the bloodline is like, you have to keep that bloodline going, you have to continue on with everything. And so that's just pretty much the one that the major one that I'm working on, that I'm furthest in. The other one I'm working on is a superhero story. I read a lot of romance for some reason, even though I'm like 13. I've read a lot of romance. I'm like big on like the stories that have tales of romance, but they also have a lot of action, like Divergent. Even though I didn't really like the romance plot line of Divergent, but like, or something like The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a great example of what I like. Like, it's one of my favorite. It is one of my favorite book series. Book series is, I don't know what the plural for series is. It's one of my favorite book series. Even though I don't agree with the love triangle thing, I like how it was presented, because the main character, Katniss Everdeen, didn't really have a choice when it came to who she could love, but then she ended up falling in love with the one that she didn't have she had to prove that she loved in the first place. And it was just a really great story. I highly recommend it if you haven't read it. So yeah, my second story that I'm working on is a supervillain story. So there's a lot of superhero works out there, and I got inspired by this other book that I read, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try it out, because I've never done anything superhero related. I've never done anything superpowers related or supernatural powers related. I've only ever done things like dystopian and action, like apocalypse type things. So I'm doing the supervillain story, and it's about this superhero girl. She lives in Seattle. I know Seattle about as well as I know Dover, and yes, Seattle is a lot bigger than Dover, but I lived in Washington for a year, and then all my family's in Washington too, so I go up and visit whenever I can with my parents and my sister. And so Seattle is just a big place. It's a big part of me, a big part of who I am. And so I know a lot about Seattle. I've visited a lot of things in Seattle. I've done a lot of things there, and I figured, why not do some research and base something out of Seattle. Now, coming from a 13-year-old, I'm not major on things like, or I will do research for something like this, only because I haven't lived there. I haven't done a whole lot of things that are like actually Seattle based or anything like. But I mean, I've done the touristy stuff. Like, I've been to the aquarium. I've been to the Space Needle. I've been to Pike Place. I've been to the Children's Museum, and it's really fun. Even though I'm a little old for the Children's Museum, but it's still like the Discovery Museum is still really fun. I've been to the I don't remember what it's called. They have this museum over by the Space Needle that's really fun. Like, I've done a lot of the touristy stuff there, and I've seen a lot of Seattle, to where I can at least find my way around using a paper map, even though they're really confusing. But it's based out of Seattle. So this superhero girl, she's been a superhero all her life, and then she meets this supervillain, and this supervillain is like complete opposite of her. Like, he's mean, and he's ruthless, and he's like not he's a total, excuse my language, he's a total badass, and he's just like not one you want to get on their bad side. And then the superhero is totally, like, completely kind. Like, they're really kind, a total softie at heart. They can be harsh, but only when they need to be. They're a big one for justice and everything. And so they basically meet, and then they have to follow through everything that happens when two opposing sides end up meeting and falling in love. And yes, I know the romance from a 13-year-old, great, but from what my friends have read, they've said it's been really good. And the superhero supervillain thing, though, is honestly, it's a major cliche, but when you invent your own superheroes and you put in your own plotline and your own like you invent put in your own plotline and put in your own place and everything that it means something to you, it's a lot more fun instead of thinking that you're doing the cliche thing. And so, like, I'm doing a star-crossed lovers thing, but it's really strange for a 13-year-old to be writing about that. So, back to things that I'm good at after I did that rant about the stories that I'm writing, even though, I don't know. Back to things I'm good at. I am definitely good at binge watching TV. Like, I have had friends who, like, they claim to binge watch TV and YouTube for, like, a living, and then you look at me, and I watched the entire season 13 of Supernatural in a day. And this is saying that I watched each and every episode. There were 22 episodes in season 13. Each episode's about an hour long. I started at 7 in the morning, and I didn't end until 4. And I only didn't end until 4 because I had to go back an episode or two because I fell asleep because I was sick that day. So I was watching Supernatural the entire day because I had nothing else to do. Like, I was sitting at home bored because I couldn't get up. I wasn't sick. I had a concussion, and that was the fault. Like, that was the symptoms for the concussion. So, yeah, I'm really good at binge watching TV. Like, I don't watch YouTube a lot. I have, like, 3 channels that I, like, really watch on a regular basis, maybe 4. But, yeah. Okay, so let's move on to another topic, and this video is probably going to be kind of long. I can't tell because I have a notification in the way. Oh, yeah, it's at 17 minutes already. Okay, so how about I go to, or 18 minutes, correction. How about I go to, something else? Something quick that I'm not going to talk about for super long. I don't really know. I might just close it on there because, what about things I like? Yes, I'll just give a quick list instead of going off on everything. So, I like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Supernatural, Scooby-Doo, I'm a huge mystery nerd, history, I like to read, I like a lot of books, Converse is a big thing for me, I like to write, I like to do anything involving music, I'm not so much for clothes or makeup, so that's not really big on me. I'm trying to look around my room to find what I actually like to do. I like to cheer, like cheerleading, and yes, it's pom-poms and, like, yay, go team, but it's only because I can't afford to do competitive, and, like, I don't have the money to do competitive. I can't tumble. I don't have the money to take tumbling classes either, so that doesn't help me there. I like Riverdale, the poster in the back. I like Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge fangirl, so I'm big on cosplay and everything, but I'm a huge Disney fan. Like, it's not shown in my room, but I am a massive Disney fan. I love Disney. I've seen a lot of their movies. There's been maybe 5 or 6 movies that I haven't seen, and it's only because, like, 5 or 6 of the known movies that I haven't seen, and it's only because I haven't, like, it's, like, My entire family's a Disney nerd, so it's just one of those things. I'm a major Star Wars fan, and I might have to cut it short. Oh, John Green. John Green is amazing. I highly recommend you look at his vlogs because he is hilarious, and I highly recommend you read his books because his books are amazing. I love Divergent and The Hunger Games, and I'm looking at my bookshelf to see what I have. I love the Fifth Wave series. I haven't read the last book though because I haven't had the time. I think that's about it. I don't have a lot of likes. I mean, granted, I talked for so long about my new stories that I'm writing, but I gotta say that's gotta be it. So thank you for watching. Live your life as you. Be you. Just be yourself. Keep your head up. Roll with the punches. I think that's just gonna be my clothes from now on. So thank you for watching and goodbye. This is Olivia to end the video with, and I'm going to say thank you for watching for the third time and then goodbye for the second. So thank you. This would be the fourth time and the third time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.